Hey, and welcome to a new video. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about lockdown and how my training has changed, how I've changed and how I'm looking at it and how I'm coping with it. So today you join me outside on a lovely evening. Yeah. So let's start off with my training. So obviously gyms have closed and we've had to deal with training at home. And personally, I have really enjoyed it, like, quite a lot. I love doing bodyweight workouts and it's a great way of building strength. I have also got a couple of bits of equipment, so I have been using that as well. So I'm kind of privileged to have them bits of equipment like I would use in a gym. So, training-wise, how I've coped with it and what I've been doing. So as you saw a couple of videos ago, I showed you my training program, what I'm on at the minute, what I'm doing. But throughout lockdown, it wasn't all like that. Training didn't happen every day and the diet didn't go exactly how it was meant to go. So that's expected during lockdown and I didn't want to beat myself up about it. So an easy way, or a good thing I did, was set myself a couple of goals. I knew I wasn't training every day and I knew my diet wasn't going to be 100%. And that was because of the time it was and how much of a struggle it was during that time. So I made sure I would do little things. I made sure I'd try and work out as much as I could. And if I could at least hit a workout 4 to 5 times a week, I'd be happy with that. So setting little goals is a perfect way of coping with it. And set reasonable goals. Don't set goals like, oh, I want to get a 6-pack by the end of lockdown. Yeah, it is possible, but it's not always likely, especially with the times that we're in right now. So now gyms have reopened. By the time you're watching this, gyms are open and you can go to the gym. I personally am not going to the gym. I would go to the gym if I could, and I can, but I'm choosing not to just because of the health reasons and COVID. And I know it's all very clean and everywhere is being cleaned, but I just don't want to risk it at the minute. So I'm going to go back to the gym when I feel more comfortable with going back there. And as I'm enjoying home workouts, it's all good me just staying at home, staying in the comfort of my own area and working out, really. So that's about it for training. Not much really to say because I've covered it before in previous videos, but now I feel like we should go on to mental health. A little bit about that and a little bit about how your emotions change during lockdown and stuff like that. And I'm no expert on this at all. I'm just going to kind of tell you how I was feeling and yeah, just give you my opinion. So over lockdown, I feel like it was very easy to just slump and feel unmotivated, and to be honest, it is very easy to feel like that. So like I said with the training, set yourself some goals, and if you don't necessarily set yourself some goals, set yourself things you can work on, because if you set yourself things you can work on, your mind is always focused, and sometimes you're gonna have off days and that's okay. Don't beat yourself up about them, because you really do not need to. You're gonna have off days. Sometimes you're gonna feel rubbish, and that's alright. As long as you can kind of kick yourself back into it and kind of get back into the swing of things when you can and when you feel ready to, then that's okay. But what I did and what I focused on, because my training at Italia Conti has all changed as well, and everything was put in this massive whirlpool and no one knew what was happening, so I set myself certain things I wanted to work on. So the things I set out, for example, was to focus on my strength training for dance, with certain singing aspects, like trying to push my range as much as I can and work on certain techniques and stuff like that. And it's little things like that. I've seen improvements during lockdown, and not many people have said they have, and some people have made massive improvements during lockdown. But on myself, I've definitely seen some improvement, and I'm extremely happy with how that's went and the improvement that I've made in such a weird time. Lockdown was a great way to socialise with your family, and obviously not very much with people outside because you couldn't go outside, but you could be on FaceTime to people and you could do so many different things. And that part of lockdown was a little bit of a struggle for me. I had to move back to my hometown, into my family home for 9 weeks. From living away completely to going back to your family home for 9 weeks is great, you get to see your family and you get to spend time with your family that you wouldn't have spent with them before, but it's also a massive struggle as well. Sometimes you have days where you just be like, oh, I just want my own space and I want to be able to go back home. But now lockdown is over, you do value the time that you had during lockdown and the things that you managed to do. So for example, we'd have a night with my family a week and it would be all of us, we'd sit around the table, we'd play a couple of games and have a couple of drinks. And when I moved back out, I always kind of wanted to have that day at the weekend just to chill and kind of a bit like a cheat day, but to have fun and just to socialise, because that's what you need to have. You do need to have a little bit of downtime from the chaos and the work, and it is good to socialise. So I loved that aspect with my family during lockdown, and I've tried to continue that. And you learn from things like lockdown that you can continue it, and you can keep these things that you have made and have great time and a great social life as well. So meeting up with friends and other family members has also been a struggle as well, not seeing them as much, but I have tried to socially distance, see them, and going to see them now you're kind of allowed to. But yeah, you really do value the time that you did have in lockdown, even though some of it wasn't great. I'll hold my hands up and say it. It wasn't the best time, but you do value some of it, and you value the time that you kind of wish you're going to have when you're busy and hopefully everything reopens and you're working again and back at uni. So lockdown was a great time to start learning new skills and doing different things that you haven't necessarily done before, obviously in the comfort of your own home. So personally, I started looking at learning Italian, and also was playing the guitar a whole lot more and just doing little things that I kind of always wanted to do but never had time because I had the time during lockdown. And as much as I was busy doing things, I made sure I set myself time to do other things and learn new things as well, because that time is valuable and we need to take that time and we need to grab hold of it and take everything we can with it. And now I want to carry on learning new things with all the spare time that I have and with all the spare little moments to take them in and value them a whole lot more. So this video is kind of a little bit of a summary about my time in lockdown, and hopefully you can either relate to it or you understand kind of what I'm saying. And I just thought I'd give you a bit of an insight to how I was feeling, how my life has changed with it, and hopefully maybe give you a little bit of tips on how to deal with certain things as well. So I'll see you next week hopefully with another video. Please like and subscribe if you have enjoyed, and I'll see you in a bit.